where silence softly flows. No echo waits, no rhythm stays, just air that shifts and sways. They say the music makes us feel, but I found what was real beyond the notes, beyond the sound, in space where none is found. Not every heart needs drums to beat. Some heal when songs retreat, where no melody dares to tread, is where my soul begins instead. No need for chords to make me whole. I breathe inside the role of one who listens when things end and learns to just transcend. I used to beg for verses loud to rise above the crowd, but in the hush I found my skin unscored. But deep within, no music marked the day I healed. No choir to be revealed. Yet in that hush I stood alone and made the quiet known. You find your voice when sound has ceased and grief becomes release. Where no melody goes, I bloom, a ghost of light inside the gloom. Not less because the notes have gone, but more for carrying on. So if you're lost where silence grows, you're found where no song goes. Not every soul needs strings and bows. Some rise where no melody begins. I wandered far from where I knew, through echoes that weren't true. I chased the light in others' eyes, but found no clear sunrise. I wore their words, forgot my name, and called it part of fame. But every time I tried to stay, my heart would drift away. It wasn't maps or roads that showed, but songs I once outgrew. I sang myself back home again, through verses soaked in where I've been. They weren't in key, they sometimes cracked, but still they brought me back. No one else could trace the tone, but I was not alone. Each melody I softly hummed returned where I was numb, and lyrics I once thought were wrong became my healing song. I didn't rise in golden praise, just truth and broken phrase, and slowly step by aching note I crossed the bridge I rode. I never needed loud acclaim. to the me I thought was dead. I wrote so many verses, but never gave them voice. There are lines I've kept inside, too brittle for the right words that almost left my lips, but turned to shadowed shifts. They trembled at the edge of breath, then sank like silent death. I told the page, but not the sky, afraid to let them fly. Not all the truth can face the crowd. Some live without sound. These are the verses I never said out loud. The parts of me the world's too bright to allow. They rhyme in hush, they bleed in ink. They're me at the brink. And though they never filled the air, they're proof I was still there. I traced them on a fogged up pane, then watched them fade again. I spoke them once in empty halls where no one heard it all. Some truths aren't made for silver screens, but flicker in the seams between the pauses in the glance where fear still dares to dance. They didn't die, they just stayed small, too raw to risk the fall. These are the verses I never said out loud, but they still echo when I'm not around. You might not hear them in my tone, but they have grown. And if you've held a scream too long, you've sung this kind of song. They stayed in the unwritten skies, but even whispers don't always die. They thought the silence broke me, but it held me whole. When noise became too sharp to bear, I turned to thinner air. The world was loud with perfect claims, but none could name my name. So I withdrew behind the sound where no one looked around. And in that hush I used to fear, I found myself more near. I didn't break from being still, I healed against my will. It was the silence that saved me, not applause or bravery. It wrapped me like a faded sheet and let my breath repeat, while others ran to chase the flame. The quiet knew my name. get silence, listen without ask. No rules, no heavy mask. It didn't fix or fill the hole, it just gave back my soul. They said the stillness made me weak, but there I learned to speak. It was the silence that saved me, like arms unseen but bravely. It stayed when all the noise grew thin, and sang my truth within. And if you've sat where I have bled, you know what silence said. The world was never made to hold the kind of peace that silence told. I wasn't written in the center, but the margin held me still. I wasn't placed where eyes would fall, just written small and tall between the notes outside the frame. Too soft to earn a name, they passed me like a scribbled thought, a corner never saw, but still I stayed on every page, alive though not enraged. You don't need ink to leave a trace, just space to still have place. I was kept in the margin, where the quiet hearts begin. Not loud, not bold, not in the lead, but filled with what I need. And though I never touched the light, I held the truth in spite. The headline never called my name, but peace still somehow came while others fought for center stage. I grew inside my cage. Not every voice must take the floor. Some knock at smaller doors, and though I whisper more than shout, I know what I'm about. Margins may not shine or scream, but still they hold the dream. I was kept in the margin and found the quiet within. No trophy waits, no curtain call, but I don't need them all, for even silence has its page. And there I leave my stage. They rode around me, but I stayed, and that was still enough. Not everything needs to be heard, but some notes ache to exist. There's a weight in every sound unsung, in chords still on the tongue, a melody that won't I didn't shout to be remembered. I let the echoes do the rest. I spoke so soft the walls replied, with whispers amplified. No crowd, no mic, no center stage. Inside a cage, I let my truths escape in waves. Two corners no one braves, and still they found a way to stay. Long past what I could say. You don't need noise to leave a trace, just time in quiet space. Echoes wrote my name where silence wore no shame. They carved it in the in-between of notes that went unseen. And though I never raised my voice, they heard my quiet choice. I watch my echoes outlast me in rooms I'll never see. They travel farther than intent, like breath the sky had sent. No monument, no plaque remains, just air that learned my name. And when they ask what mark I left, just say I whispered death. Not every legacy must scream. Some haunt like tender dreams. Echoes wrote my name without the need for fame. They move through walls and over years with grace and unshed tears. So if you've listened close in pain, you've heard me once again. I wasn't loud, but I remained in echoes softly named. You never heard me sing aloud, but I was never truly silent. There's a melody behind my eyes. It plays where silence lies. Too deep to touch, too soft to speak, yet loud in every blink. I carry songs I never sung, in looks that come undone. And though no record caught the sound, it's there when I'm around. You don't need voice to leave a tune, just eyes that show the moon. The melody behind my eyes tells truths no one can recognize. It moves in silence, breath by breath, and sings what still has depth. If you've ever looked and felt the song, then you have known me long. I watch the world demand a sound, but mine was never found in stages lit or lines rehearsed. Just tears I didn't curse. Each glance I gave held quiet chords, not shaped for eager boards, but still they echoed soft and wide to those who stayed inside. My voice may sleep, but not my gaze. It hums through silence. didn't sing with lips or sound, but still my song was found. Not all stories find their reader, but they're still written all the same. There are pages in my spine, uncreased, but still divine. I wrote them with a quiet pen, then hit them once again. No dog ears marked the tale I told. It stayed untouched, yet bold. Each line was carved in breath and fear, but left unopened here. Not every story must be heard. Some live beyond the word. These are pages no one turned, where silence lived and lessons burned. They never found a stranger's hands, but grew like shifting sands. And though they never reached a shelf, they held my truest self. I whispered them in rooms alone, to chairs and dust and stone. No editor to change my voice, just raw and hard-earned choice. Each paragraph a piece of me that didn't need to be seen, to prove it held a pulse of flame without the claim of fame. I didn't write to be adored, just heard by my own core. These are pages no one turned, but still the weight of them is earned. They rest in places I once cried, and stay though love denied. If you've ever left unread, you know what mine once said.
You don't have to read to feel. Some stories simply breathe.
I didn't rise to find my voice, I found it on the way down. I didn't rise to find my voice, I found it on the way down. They said you speak when you are strong, but mine was buried long beneath the weight of all I fear, till loss made it appear. I found a sound when I let go of all I used to know. Not triumph loud or perfect pitch, but truth through every glitch. Falling didn't steal my song, it gave what felt so wrong. This is the voice I found in falling. Not proud, not clear, but still it's calling. It broke through silence, raw and wide, and rose from where I cried. You may not hear it in the light, but it still sings at night. was no cheer, no crowd, no name, but still I stood all just the same. No hands applauded when I rose, no stage, no curtain close. I wasn't bathed in shining light, just dusk that turned to fight. They didn't see the way I stood, still bruised, still misunderstood, but every breath I claimed as mine was proof that I'm divine. I wasn't made for grand displays, I bloom in quiet ways. No one clapped, but I still rose with aching limbs. The silence knows I wasn't loud, I wasn't praised, but still I wasn't phased. You don't need noise to be alive. You rise just to survive. They crowned the ones who ran with flair, but me, I climbed thin air. No finish line, no trophies gleam, just grit and fractured dreams. I stood alone in shadowed light, no fanfare, but I still fight. The kind of strength they'll never see lives deep inside of me. No gold, no stage, no flowers thrown, but still I held my own. No one clapped, but I stood tall in silent rooms through every fall. And if you rise where none have cheered, you're more than they have feared. For in your quiet, steady pose, you shine, though no one knows. You don't need noise to prove your worth. You are the storm that shakes the earth. They left in songs I couldn't keep, in echoes buried deep. No final word, no last refrain, just me, still mouthing pain. I reached for voices made of dust, of love, of shattered trust. But every note that used to stay just slipped further away. I am not sound, I am the space they left when they erased. I am what echoes leave behind, the silent shape by those I find in every room where once they sang. I stand where memories hang. I don't repeat what used to be. I hold what set them free. I carry footsteps long since gone, but still they press me on. I trace the patterns, lost design, and live inside the line. No one can hear the things I feel. They fade, but still are real. And though I'm not the sound they were, I keep the after stir. I am not scream, no voice, nor cry. I am the silent wife. I am what echoes leave behind, the every song wants to be sung. Some live in hearts that stay unsprung. I wasn't born to fill the air. No stage, no velvet chair. My melody was soft and slow. A hum most wouldn't know. I never begged to be replayed, just stayed in twilight shade. But in the quiet of the night, I burned without the light. Not every song is made for fame. Some sing without a name. I am the song that never cried to be performed or verified. I live in breath, in silent touch. Too soft, yet still too much. You may not hear me in the crowd, but I sing just as loud. They tune their ears to grander chords, to wins, applause, awards. But I remain beneath the sound, unseen, yet always found. In whispered thoughts and aching bones, in souls that walk alone. I live in moments never scored, in pain that's not ignored. I never asked to be adored, just heard by those ignored. I am the song that stays unheard, the truth beneath the spoken word. You won't find me on any chart, but still I heal the heart. So when you weep and no one sees, you're joined by songs like me. Not every song wants to be sung. Some live in hearts that stay unsprung. They wanted ink to make it real, but I was made of what I feel. Oh, no paper held the lines I wrote, no rhyme, no perfect note, but every scar upon my skin spoke more than songs within. They searched for verses pure and clean, but I was torn between the things I lived and didn't say that wrote me anyway. I am not made of crafted tone, I'm verse, it's skin and bone. These are the verses made of me, of nights I fought invisibly, of tears that dried but never lied, of pain I kept inside. You won't find rhymes that softly drone. I'm raw in skin and bone. They asked for lines that sound like grace, but mine had broken face. I offered truth with jagged edge, not sweet but full of pledge. I carry stanzas in my walk, my breath, my silent talk. Each heartbeat rhymes with what I lost, each step still pays the cost. No need for ink to carve my tone, I live in skin and bone. These are the verses life has sown, in wounds I hid but now I own. No book can hold what I've been through, but still I carry truth. So if you feel too torn to show your skin, already know unbearable.
They search for fire in my name, but I carried light without a flame. They looked for sparks in what I said for heat, for words in red, but I just moved in gentle grace, aglow, not built to blaze. They missed the light inside my chest, too soft to beat the rest, but it was there in every breath, a torch that fought off death. I wasn't fire meant to blind, but a light that heals the mind. I carry light without a flame, no burn, no ash, no need for fame. I walk through dark with quiet eyes and lit the space inside. You won't see smoke or glowing skies, but still my soul would rise. They didn't see the way I shone in rooms where I felt alone, but I became the softest guide for those who chose to hide. No match was struck, no wildfire grew, yet still I always knew my light was not for crowds to claim, but truth without a name. Some lights don't dance or shout through flame, but burn without a name. I carried light they never saw, in silence they can quiet all. No flash to prove what lived in me, just glow persistently. So if you feel your light is tame, you shine without the flame. You don't need fire to be bright. You are the flameless light.
Somewhere between sound and soul, I leave a trace no map can hold. I speak in hush, the wind can feel a truth too soft for steel. My steps don't echo down the hall, but still they say it all. The world may name me as unknown, but here I stand alone, not hidden, just beyond the flame, where echo learns my name. I don't chase the light of fame, but silence calls me by my name, where the echo learns my name. I walk untouched by praise or shame. I'm not the voice in neon sound, I'm the breath that spins around. In places quiet souls remain, that's where I carve my name. You look for signs in flashing skies, but miss the tear that never cries. I sing in rooms the world forgot, yet every note is caught. No need for hands to start the flame. I bloom without a claim. The dark is deep, but I became the echo that learned my name. I don't shout, but still I you'll hear me speak your name. I was never lost, just waiting to be heard. Some memories speak without sound. They stand like silhouettes, still breathing. The dust still floats where laughter fell. Each silence knows it well. A shadow leans against the chair. You're gone, but still you're there. The windows hold your fading gaze as time unwinds in haze. No echo bounces off these walls, just names that never call. In this stillness you remain, a whisper without a name. Silhouettes in a soundless room, dancing through forgotten gloom. You never spoke, but I still knew the quiet carried you. No music plays, but you still move, a ghost with something to prove. The mirror caught what time erased, a flicker not replaced. You breathed a life the world ignored, but here it's still restored. Your footprints live in carpet threads, your hum still in my head. I reach for things I never said. You live in words unread. I close my eyes and you're so near. No need for a sound to hear. Silhouettes in a soundless room, holding space like quiet tombs. Your presence burns in gentle light, a hush that holds me tight. Those silence locks the doors you knew. This room still speaks of you. Some voices don't need breath to stay. They linger where no words remain. Not all music needs a stage. Some songs are born in shame. They hum beneath forgotten trees, in winds no one believes. They rise from cracks in broken stone, from nights we spend alone. They wrap around what light can reach and whisper what scars teach. No symphony or golden rain, just truth the shadows sing. You won't find them in the charts. They echo inside hearts. These are the songs the shadows sing, with no applause, no diamond ring. They're sung in sighs and sleepless breath, in grief that dared not rest. And They sound like tears that won't come down, like silence wearing crowns. They don't need a rhythm, rhyme, or fame, just feeling none can name. They bloom beneath the weight we bear and float through midnight air, not written down or tied to strings, just souls that learn to sing. They don't beg the world to cheer, they live inside your fear. These are the songs that shadows bring, from loss, from ache, from everything. They echo soft yet break like waves in hearts we try to save. You won't hear them in the light, but still they sing at night.
The darkest place can hold a tune if someone dares to listen.
I left you words I never said, between the tears we shed, not in the ink or on the page, but carved between the cage. You'll find me in the pause you feel, in moments unreal, the hush between the breath and cry. That's where I still reply. I'm not a song you'll play aloud, but I still shape the cloud. These are the notes left in the quiet, not scream, not stage, just soul kept silent. They float in rooms where no one speaks. In midnight, memory peaks, and when the world forgets to hear, my voice still lingers near. A voice still lingers near. I built my love from tone and space, a rhythm out of grace. You didn't need to understand, just feel the unseen hand. I whisper truths in minor keys that drift like autumn leaves, not printed, pressed, or cleanly tied, but sung where ghosts reside. The quiet holds what I couldn't say, it keeps my words at bay. These are the notes left in the quiet, not lost, not loud, but fiercely private. They haunt the halls of what we missed in soft unspoken bliss. You won't replay them on the stream, but feel them in your dream. Ooh, them in your dream.
I didn't vanish. I just stopped speaking loud. But I never stopped writing in silence.
Some things aren't meant to be heard, only remember. I walk beside you in the rain, no words, but still the same. You didn't turn, but somehow knew my silence carried you. I never asked to wear the light or shout.
to know I'm still here.